I just ran 15 kilometers back from lake in my slippers and my swimming suit. And I did not even have a t-shirt, so a friend of mine borrowed it. I just thought it would be more fun than having a training in the evening.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy.
I decided that's a better way, not to be that serious about sport, right?
Right.
About having some physical activity. Like I don't have the right shoes, or it's raining, or whatever. Let's just do it. Yeah.
What time of day is it where you're from?
It's now 7 in the evening. So I started a couple hours ago, and it took me, let me see, 1 hour and 20 minutes for 15 kilometers. So actually slippers worked not much worse than the running shoes. They are light, very good for running. You can try that.
I don't think I want to do that. Okay.
So no excuses, no excuses for having some sport.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, well, we are talking here with Kesh, and he's actually telling us that he just ran like 15K in his slippers. I think that shows, that determination and power that he can really do. But, I want to say first, welcome to everybody. It's always fun to see people on here. Hi. Happy Saturday to everybody. And, I think everybody on here, you're showing that dedication because you want to have success in the Zinzino business. And sometimes you start to think, like, what is it that I should be doing? Sometimes it's, what should, you be doing every day, or what do you need to do to get started? Or you've been involved for a while and you say, okay, I'm not exactly where I want to be yet. So what is it that we can be doing to have success? And if you read through the Express Start, you can say, okay, there's this and there's this and there's this and there's different types of skills. But what if there was just one thing that is going to make a huge difference in your business? Would you want to know? Is it something you'd want to learn about? Is it something that you want to learn this skill? Well, one of the things that I've learned is that if you really want to have success in anything, find somebody who has had success doing that and follow them. So the other day, I'm speaking to our guest speaker, Kesh, here, and he's telling me things. I've been in this business for 10 years, and he's talking about different things, and every time he says something, it's like, yeah, well, that makes sense. I learn from that. And, he has one of the highest titles of all of Zinzino. And anytime you ask him how he's doing, his number one response is always better than anybody else. And so I want to bring him on here, and I want you to hear some things and learn from him. Have your pen and paper ready, because he says so many things along the way that you want to remember, I'm telling you. So welcoming on here, hey there, our Black ambassador from Lithuania, Kesh. Hey, Kesh.
Hey, Karla, I'm still an ambassador, not yet Black. But
oh, well, it said Black ambassador. I just read it.
I will write down that.
Okay, you know what, Kesh?
I will get there.
The one thing I know about you is anytime you want something, you go after it and you get it. And, yes. I remember that because you and I were on stage at the same time when we became Diamonds. So I know you are doing things differently, and that's why I want to learn from you.
Yeah, and I already changed my better than anybody else. I added that better than anyone else outside Zinzino. Because everyone in Zinzino is doing great.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So Kesh, you and I were talking here the other day, and one of the stories that you told me is about the bricklayer. And these three guys, it really makes sense, because it's both something in regards to mindset and what you say that can actually make a difference, and how it ties together. So
Yeah,
would you just tell people a little bit about that story you said to me, because it was like,
yeah, that's an old story, a simple one, that there were three bricklayers, and someone asked them, so what do you guys do for a living? And one says that I'm laying brick, and the other one says I'm earning so and so $10 per hour, and the third one said I'm building the biggest cathedral in the world. 20 years later, that third guy was the main manager of everything around of construction. And the other two were just laying bricks further on.
and
So,
you know, it was really interesting, because I learned something huge, and that's why I want to dive down deep into this, because one of the things Kesh he asked me was, Karla, what do you say when somebody asks you what you do? And to be honest, I know I usually say something in regards to test-based nutrition, and I said that. And I've asked a couple.
What would you say? What would you say? Just think now. What would you say when someone asks, so what do you do for a living?
Yeah, whoever is watching this, or whether you're watching live now or whether you're watching the replay, think, what is it you're saying? Did it come like this? And what is it you're saying? And what I said was about test-based nutrition, but I also had this, I had that feeling. So if anybody else has that, okay, what am I going to say? And I've asked a couple of my leaders that, what do you say? And they did the same thing, Kesh. They were like, So I absolutely love that same thing about the bricklayers, finding out what is it that you say, and what is it. And I loved what you said, because it really made a difference. And I think actually it's also showing a different mindset of, like, you know, why when we were at Diamond, why Kesh is an ambassador and why Karla's not yet. But this skill is huge. And it's not actually the skill that we're going to talk about, but actually, Kesh, explain, what is it you say?
Yeah, it's very connected to the skill that we are going to be talking about, because this business has one skill that if you learn, if you master that skill, you will be wealthy. It's impossible not to get wealthy with that skill. So, and it's very interconnected. So when someone asks you, what do you do? In most of the cases, I answer that I'm building a big, huge international business, and I'm looking for partnership in that. And I do that in Europe at the moment, but I look for partners everywhere, in Europe, in the United States, in Australia, in Asia, all around the planet. Now, what did I just say and what Karla said? But Karla said she was working with test-based nutrition. And I said, so she was looking for someone who is interested in maybe testing some people, maybe getting some customers, maybe working in a test-based nutrition area or whatever. But what I said is I'm looking for partnership all over the planet. So basically, that skill is recruiting. Now, let me ask you something. If you do 100 meetings with potential customers, how many, maximum customers would you get? And I would say like 100 would be maximum, but maybe it's going to be 50 or something, because some say no, and you end up with 50, maybe more customers. What would happen if you used the same amount of time, but you mastered the recruiting and you did those 100 meetings with potential partners all over the planet? What would happen then? How many maximum customers would you be having? And it's impossible to answer, because it might be thousands, it might be tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or even millions in the end. That's what means building huge international business and looking for partners. So if everyone, just imagine, if everyone who starts in your business would get, let's say 2 partners, if everyone gets 2 partners, then you get 2 partners, those 2 partners get 2 each, so it's 4, those 4 get 2 each, it's 8, and whatever. You know the math. Now, if not everyone gets those partners, but you get more partners, I mean, let's say you get partners every month, every week, you just know one skill, how to recruit new partners, and you teach that skill to them. What is the likelihood that no one would take the products? That's crazy. I bet that on the way, not everyone will sign as a partner. Some will sign as customers, because you will say, that's, I'm working in this field, I'm building this business here because I love the products, but that's not the main thing. If the products were the main thing, I would have been a customer in this company, right? It's not about just products. The products is a very good vehicle to build the business because it's a very good product. It's the product that almost everyone on the planet needs. 7 billion people need those products. So it's a very good product. But the main thing, what I'm doing is I'm building wealth together with my partners. So the main thing is that every partner that I get earns money, and we all win. We all win. We all succeed in life. This is what I'm after. So here's what I'm looking for.
Kesh, that is, it's really like an eye-opener to me, because I'm thinking if you and I were walking in any city and we met somebody and we both said what we were doing, how many people would, jump to hear more from me or jump to hear more from you? It already there makes you feel a part of something bigger. It shows something bigger. It's this big business.
Building this big cathedral, biggest cathedral in the world, not just laying brick, right?
And I'm the one laying brick. And so I realized that when you and I were talking. And it's also, recruiting is that skill. That's why Zinzino has top recruiter campaigns, why there's the campaigns about recruiting, why right now we can give 2 away of promo codes. There's a reason for it, because it's a win-win situation for everybody. But what I really see is also that, you are having more of a vision about what you're doing. It's actually exciting to listen to. And if I'm a new person, there is room for huge goals in your business. There's not a whole bunch. No, how many people really want to lay bricks? There isn't a lot of people who want to lay bricks, but when they have their own goals and dreams about having a global business, it's just different. So
Karla, I would say that there are more people who would like to lay bricks than to work in a test-based nutrition.
Okay. Did everybody see the light bulb go off in my head? Because
but now, how many can you find that would not like to win in life? This is what I'm offering. Let's win in life. Let's be a part of this, big, huge business. Let's expand. Let's find new partners. Let's make you rich. That sounds really sexy, right? I'm in. I'm signing. I'm signing again.
Okay. So Kesh, another thing is one of the things we've heard again and again, because, we have people all over the world on these calls, but one of the things in the United States and in Canada that we're amazing at is getting customers. We can really focus on customers. And I think it's because we are, talking about the products, talking about the things we're passionate about. And then it might be a little bit harder to go and talk about the business, but you're talking business. When you're starting new people up, you are talking about recruiting and what you can do in getting your first partners? And the people who aren't becoming partners, they can always become a customer. I love how you're focusing it. Could you explain more of this?
Yeah, but Karla, I want to stop here for a moment, because that skill of recruiting, it's like a laser beam, right? It's very concentrated. It burns. So to become this laser from where you are today, it's just concentrating on the thoughts that would work for you. Because not everyone who starts in this business, they can be so sure as I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
So confident. But if you think every day of the ideas, what should I do to become a top recruiter of partners? So every day you get obsessed with those ideas. You ask everyone, so Karla, what do you do? How do you recruit? I want to be a top recruiter next year. I mean, it doesn't matter if I become a top recruiter in Zinzino terms, like, 50 partners or whatever, but I would like to be a top recruiter against myself last year.
Mm-hmm.
If I recruited 10, I want to recruit 20. If I recruited 1, I want to recruit 2, right? I'm just competing against myself. So this is that skill. That skill is thinking in the direction of becoming a top recruiter. This is the skill. It's not the skill to be a recruiter, because it's changing. When we switched from live meetings to those online meetings, it changed, right? But still, if I have a skill to still be thinking of how do I become a top recruiter in those new conditions, in this new world, in whatever happens, whatever change happens, I start from the next day morning, I start with an idea. So how do I become a top recruiter this time with those conditions? This is the skill.
And actually, Kesh, one of the things that just when you were speaking that made me feel more confident about it is that you're not saying you have to be it, you have to think like it. So it's something everybody can do, Kesh.
No, Karla, you read like this, you watch like this, you think like this. I mean, when you read a book, you may read a book just to read a book, and that sometimes becomes boring. Like, oh my gosh, I got to read 10 more pages today, and it's like, oh, I don't want to do that. But if you think like this, I want to become a top recruiter. Maybe in those next 10 pages, I can find something that helps me to become one. That makes, a huge difference in wanting. And that makes a huge difference in your attention when you read. You're looking for something. And if you are looking for something, you are going to find it. So if you watch a video on some motivational or whatever, you watch, not just watch it, you watch and think like, okay, where is that idea that will make me a top recruiter? So you find those ideas everywhere around, and it becomes like a game in life. It becomes fun.
I love that.
Many of you know that I'm hedonist. You know that those guys that just like to have fun. So I like to have fun all the time. So
yeah, you're kind of that guy, better than anybody else in Zinzino. Yeah. Oh, we were talking about that. Okay, so when you're getting people started, Kesh, because we want to have that mindset. We want to change what we're saying. We want to change how we're thinking. We want to be on the right track. I mean, if we want to go somewhere, we got to be on the right road. So now if we're kind of going over to your road.
Yes.
Okay. So if we are going to think about, what people should be doing right now, whether they're new or whether they've been in for a while, one of the things that we change is what we say when people ask us what to do, what we do. That's one thing.
Yeah. So. Oh, sorry. Could you repeat the question? I just want to grab something to drink because I'm really thirsty. Sorry.
I know. Yeah, well, for those of you who didn't hear at the beginning, Kesh just ran his 15K. I was telling him about my run yesterday, and now I'm like, man, 15K, Kesh. Whoa, that's there's a difference there too. Okay, and actually, we should say it was in his slippers because yeah. Okay, I'll let you go back. Okay, so Kesh, changing this mindset, getting onto the right track. The recruiting track. So where do we start with that? I know one of the things is looking at mindset for it so that, what do we do for that? But I know you were talking about how you start people up. What do, their focus is different in recruiting than focusing on customers.
Yeah, so when we start, Karla, when we start, sometimes we confuse people with too many things, like, okay, you got to become this bronze and then this X team, and then whatever, there's this bonus and that bonus, and if you get 25 you get to A team, and blah 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 blah, and we lose people. They get confused, like, so what do I do now? So what's the most important? so here's what I tell the person when they start. I say, the main thing, the most important thing is that you get 2 partners, 2 or more, 4, 6, whatever number of partners. So this is, and if you look at the reports when people start in Zinzino, there are 3 circles, right? Bronze, silver, and X team, right? That in the middle is the most important one. That's why it is in the middle. And that is silver, and that's getting partners. So here's what I say. So the most important task for us is to get 2, 4, 6 partners, and we will get the customers on the way. So we learn the presentation to become a partner. So we talk to potential partners. If they don't want to become partners, they become customers, and we move on to find those partners. When we find them, then you teach them. We say to them that this is the only thing we are doing. We're looking for 2, 4, 6, whatever number of partners, right? And they will use the products anyway. If they become partners, of course they like the product. They wouldn't start in the business like this if they don't like the product. So it's gonna happen automatically. Most of the other things will be automatic. So I don't have to talk about that. I don't have to stress it out. I don't have to confuse those people about it. So let's go. Now here's the catch. Someone who is already a partner for a while would say, oh, that would sound a bit like network marketing or a bit like a pyramid or whatever, right? And that would to some people, but don't get caught with that. That would not be a challenge for others. So just swallow that unpleasant, untasty pill time to time, but don't change, don't change to this small countryside road from the big, highway.
Yeah.
Because this is the highway, and some people will say no. Some people will say this is a scheme and whatever. And I would say, whatever. Yeah, what's your plan?
They're going to say that anyway, no matter what you say. Some are going to say that. But, I kind of like, what we have. I mean, it's incredible to begin with. How many people want to be the bricklayer? How many people want to be the one just making a certain amount of dollars? But when you begin and are looking at partners in regards to building the big cathedral, Kesh, how many people don't want to be a part of something, or they have what they're building that you can help them do? So, there's some people that don't want to do anything no matter what. I mean, we have talked to people, most people have been in the business for a while. I've talked to people that have health issues. And when you ask them something, if we're using arts verbiage, we can say, do I understand you correctly? You have this issue. They will say, yes. Do I is it something you want to do something about? And some people will say yes, but they really don't. I mean, we've got so many times we've had people and they just don't want to, and those people we have to move on from.
Yeah, but
go to the next people.
Carla, and would you agree that the best customers that we have are the partners?
Absolutely.
So-
We should be the
so-
best customers.
Yeah, so why would I bother in collecting many customers that I would lose later on when I can collect some partners that gonna be the best customers also?
Hey, that's a good point too. You know,
And they would, and every partner, when they get the products really work, when they really understand, their families become customers and they control that thing. So I don't have to control that. They control that. So the only thing I have to make sure is that I'm increasing geometrically the number of partners in my organization. That's it.
that makes sense, because personally, one of the reasons that I got passionate about this is because it changed my son. And actually people said, well, how did you get him to take it? And like, because I knew what it was doing for him. And I told him, I don't care if it tasted like gas, you're going to take this. I know what it is. So it was just a non-negotiable. We saw
I
the
see.
difference.
I see Art is giving some commands, and I totally understand and agree. Is it Art?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jedi Jonak, he's our Jedi.
Jedi. Oh, he's a Jedi. Hey, Art. Good to see you. I totally agree. I don't disagree that customers is good. I totally agree that we need customers. We have to get customers, but if we get looped in that, if we have so-and-so partners, we have, let's say 1,000 partners, and no one gets partners, we are stuck. So if everyone gets just customers, and I know from my experience that in my team, people have like somewhere between 30 to 100 customer points, right? It's products. And very few have 500 or more. So basically, if I want to increase my business, I have to find more partners, more new partners, and they get 10, 20, 30, whatever number of customers. And then I have to find another generation of partners. So the most important skill, I believe, is to be, concentrating on the ideas how to recruit partners, how to find partners. And then, of course, there are other ideas that come along, right? It's how to get customers. It's many other things. How to create events. How to do many other things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But I also think, like for me, one of the sentences that I use, or I feel actually from me, is how we are, we have our friends and we're helping our friends. We get that from Mr. Jedi too. And, so when we are out with Recruiting Eyes, actually we're looking for people to help, because so many people, Kesh, have, the vision of different things in their life, of those cathedrals. And so we want to help them do that. And there's not many people that can. How many people out there, if you do have a big goal or dream, how many people can say, I can help you with that? But that's something we can do. So it really is a win-win situation for everybody in creating income, is having Recruiter Eyes, right?
Yeah, but you can find better verbiage for that. And actually, it's good that Art is here. He is very good at verbiage.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's not the best word to be a top recruiter in the US. Maybe it's better, that we're looking for partnership or some other verbiage. So you will find that verbiage, that the best verbiage for the United States market. So what should you say so that people see you as a friendly guy who's really willing to help and to help winning in life, but not just to build some scheme or something.
Right. Well, it's different when you have different languages here and things like that. But I really love just the mindset of what we're talking about today, because it's not what verbiage right now. I want people to see the skill that you're talking about is actually, what that and what that's about. And that is about being the person building the cathedral, Instead, that's the person who is building a global business and who is helping people along the way, making friends, helping new friends. So it all ties together with the same skill as it is what is called in Zinzino as being a top recruiter, or, just recruiting. So it's the skill that we're talking about, not, and that's important.
And Karla, you know what? I've in this business, I am already for 10 years. It's not a long time, right? There are guys who are 20 years and more years in this business. But over those 10 years, I've seen we are very customer-oriented company, right? And we made that switch from being partner-oriented company into customer-oriented company. And that was a good thing for a while, because my business increased without increasing that many partners. So people had 5 or 10 customers and they built it to 20, 25. And as I had thousands of partners already, so my business doubled in a year, and then it doubled in another year. But then I saw that many teams got stagnating because of that, because the next generation came and they learned only to get customers, and they could not teach the next generation to get partners at all, because they were never taught to get partners. So what happened is that there were that stagnation became of the partner number. The partner number became the same, and it would not grow. And when it doesn't grow, the business will stop. It doesn't stop in a business like Zinzino. The turnover is still running, but it's not increasing.
Right. And actually, as you said, the products are so amazing that we are going to get customers no matter what. It's when people understand Zinzino, they're going to come.
That's absolutely. And you know what will happen also? There's going to be campaigns about customers. There's going to be some focus about customers in events because of the company. So if you are focused on only recruiting, you would get bombarded with those customer campaigns and everything. So there is going to be focus on customers anyway. Yeah. But you are going to be very clear about the objective when the person starts. What is it that you are after? And how do you see it to becoming a big cathedral, not just several bricks?
There is, one thing, one of the comments is from Michael, and he's one of our American partners. And what he says is actually something I want to ask you about too, Kesh, because sometimes, he says he loves, that we're customer orientated, and we are. And he said a lot of people, they're not ready to become partners. So they become customers. And I think a lot of times there's a little bit a difference there, because I think, when you said we started to become more customer oriented, it's because when we're finding new people or we're talking to somebody, a lot of times we start with a product. And one of the things that I think there's a difference when you're coming, like I said, if somebody met us two down the street, people who have health issues, they're going to find it in either one of us. They're going to find, when I'm talking test-based nutrition, which I'm going to change that after this, and you're talking about, this business, and you're talking about, they're going to hear the cathedral, but they're also going to hear what you're using for that, and they can become a customer with both of us. But the difference of the partners is available with you, and they're going to have to, I have more trouble with going over to the business side. I don't know. Is that making sense? I hope that's making sense to other people.
So let me make it into an extreme example, right?
Okay.
So sometimes I even say this in a meeting. I say, I'm building this huge business. Would you like to win? Let's go build it together. Let's win together. And then they say, okay, what's the product? What's the business? And I say, the product is not important. Actually, it is important that it is very, quality, the highest quality. It is important that many people need it. But if it was just about the product, I would have been a customer. It's not just about the product. So it's about the business. And for that business, well, we could be having another product. It doesn't, and actually we have more and more products, right? We don't only have balance, we have extend, and we have xenobiotic, and now we have xenogene, right? So it's not about the product, it's about building the business that would give you wealth and that would give you freedom, that would give you passive income. So let's see if the product qualifies to be a good one for that type of business. And then, so now I make the product smaller than the business. So what I'm doing is I'm not selling the product, I'm selling the business. So when I start with selling the business and I end with selling the business, I'm congruent. I have this integrity from the beginning of the meeting till the end of the meeting that I'm selling the business. Because if I start with test-based nutrition, then it's a good product, but now, hey, let's start as a business. It sounds a bit confusing. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think that's actually one of the things that some of us changed years ago, like you said, where we started to focus on the products.
Back in times, we were a company that we actually in pre-launch, we did not even have to have customers in some countries.
I remember that too, 10 years ago. We started at the same time, Kesh.
When the company announced that now we will have to have customers, I almost quit. Yeah, I'm very happy to have customers now. This is a big thing, actually, that we have a lot of customers, that partners have 20, 30, 40 customers. That makes business very, very stable. But this bites us in the tail. It's a good thing, but on the other hand, it may stagnate the business at some point. So maybe also a good thing to alternate between, building the partnership and forgetting about the customers. Now we build partner. And then maybe switching to, okay, now we build customers, right? Maybe this is also.
But I agree, Kesh. I really like what you're saying in this, because we as partners are our number one customers. I mean, I take every product Xeno has. I don't take 2 Extend, I take 4, because Dr. Paul says that's what's the best. I believe in them.
This is also another topic. Like, I want to ask each and every one of you who is listening now, who is here, who is watching the video, what kind of customer are you to yourself? Are you the customer that should be duplicated? Are you the customer that everyone else should be copying? Like, are you taking the right amount of balance oil? Are you taking the right amount of Extend? Are you taking the right amount of xenobiotic? Are you taking the serum? Are you putting the serum on your skin? Yeah, xenogene. So what are you doing? Because many times I get those complaints from my partners that, oh, I have those customers, they don't buy the products, they don't use enough of the products. And then I ask, do you? And sometimes I get those eyes that go down, with the whole face, and like, oops, I don't. So then I say, be the best example that is on this planet. Be the best example yourself. So if you are the best example, someone will copy that, right? You will have customers. You will have 25 and 30 and whatever.
Yeah, and mostly because I think, you have that feeling inside of you. People feel it. It's coming out of you. One of the things that I am been promoting for the 10 years is make a friend, find the need, transfer the feeling. And when you're taking all the products, people are going to feel that. So when you are out there and you are really making friends, you are really looking for people that you would want on your team or that you want to help, because that's what a good friend does. You find that need, and then you're talking to them. So you make a friend, and if you find that need, then they feel your passion and you can help them. But a lot of people, if they're going to come and talk to me or talk to you, as we were walking down the street, you can actually fulfill more needs because you're talking business, but you're also passionate about the products. This test-based nutrition thing is really talking for only part of the things. And I think that's the difference in growing the business. It's a mindset thing. It's a skill. It's focusing on helping more people in more ways and learning that mindset. I think it was spot on today, Kesh. I think you hit a nail on the head of what's the difference between crown mentality right now and Kesh's president mentality. I'm going to push it there because I know that's what Kesh is.
Yeah, I think I've heard it from many leaders, the world leaders much bigger than I am, that it's the products are very important, but more people have a difficulty to fall asleep at night because of their finances. So yeah, because they have all those loans and whatever, and they are really stressed out all the time. And they need the solution that we have, this business solution. So let's build that huge international business. Let's build it together. Let's win together. Let's learn how to, invite another individual to be the new partner of ours.
Kesh, you are absolutely amazing. I hope everybody on here has got this, amazing information here and is going to use it, because we can build this big international global business, wherever you are building from, starting right now. And I believe that give it just a short period of time, Zinzino's been growing 50%. I believe we're going to be growing 100 and 200% when people understand both what we have as a business opportunity and our products. If they understood this, nobody would be saying no. Nobody. And
to wrap it up, please, I want to stress it out one more time. I'm not giving the advice on how to do it. I want you to get the bow, not the fish, right? So the bow is that become a top recruiter. Whatever happens, become a top recruiter. Find the way in the United States. What is the right verbiage? What should you say? What should you not say? And what is the friendliest way to make it happen? What is this is the skill that will make us really huge in the United States and all over the world
and everywhere. Okay, well,
yay!
Thank you, Kesh. Yes. Okay, I'm going to put this both on gallery view. I am going to allow everybody to unmute because this was incredible. This was, I really I got it. You saw the light off in my head. And Kesh, there's a difference. You make a difference. We are all ready to start getting out there and change this mindset for recruiting. Incredible. Thank you, Kesh.
Karla, did we answer everything? I'm not that fast. I cannot read and talk at the same time, but
so many compliments about this. Let's get out there, use this one skill, guys, and build it big. You don't have to be perfect at things, but you have to work towards this mindset. We are not bricklayers. We are not making dollars for hours. We are building the cathedral together, right, Kesh?
Yes.
Everybody. Thank you, Kesh.
Thank you. Kesh.
Have fun.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Training.
Thanks, Kesh.
Absolute quality, Kesh. Top man.
Thank you, Karla.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Bye now.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.